Hello and welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my massive project Saturday, and unfortunately it did not go out on Saturday. I just could not get it together this week, so it is going out on Sunday. Hope that is okay with you guys, but I guess better late than never. So wanted to first let you know, for those of you that are new, this is a cross-stitch conversion project where I am going to convert a cross-stitch pattern into a diamond painting. And as you can see, this is a blank canvas, so there is a lot of counting that's required. This one is a very large project. I'm not sure when I'm going to get this completed. My goal is by the end of the year, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and let you know what I'm using, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and start diamond painting. I am using an Enabler's Outpost pen, and I am using, for my single placer, I am using a glue dot. I'm not using a multi-placer on this, so I am single placing all of the drills. For the drills, I started out using Evermoment. I saw that I was running short on some colors, and I would definitely run short before the end of this project. So I went ahead and ordered recently from Francesca's Studio, and I just received those, went ahead and put those into my containers, just mix them. They look to be the same color, same dye lot, so I'm okay with that. And Francesca has some great drills. I mean, they're just amazing drills. Customer service is awesome. When I ordered, it took less than a week from the time that I placed my order until I received it. So I was extremely excited about that. But I thought that by doing that, I should have enough drills for the rest of this project. And if not, well, I'll be ordering some more. So what I like to do on my Saturday's massive projects is I like to go in and look at the responses, comments that you guys have made throughout the week on my WIP Chats, and just read some of those, make some comments. And so hopefully you enjoy this format as well. So that is what I'm planning on doing. I am doing this a little bit differently. I'm going to try and see how this is going to work. But I went ahead, I have done the 4 squares that you're going to see me working on here, but I am doing a voiceover today, and we're going to see if this works out better than trying to read and trying to count and trying to figure out where I am, which I can definitely get confused, very easy to do. So let's see how this works out, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you're okay with it. So let's start with the comments from last week. I love doing this, and I have heard from several of you that you guys like this as well. My heat has just come on, and I'm in the basement, so it's a little loud because our furnace is right outside of my craft room, but hopefully that is not too much of a distraction for you guys. So the first one is from Danielle Pritchard, 6478, says, "Are you doing the event in April?" And Danielle is referring to the Josephine Wall event. And yes, Angie and I are going to be doing the event in April and in May of this year, just like we did last year. And if you'd like to join that event, we are requiring a licensed Josephine Wall diamond painting. You can get those from the stash groups for Diamond Art Club. Unfortunately, Diamond Art Club no longer licenses Josephine Wall. You can also get from the one with the diamond art. They have several, and Diamond Painting Deutschland, that one is a little pricey on the shipping, but that's my favorite. I love Diamond Painting Deutschland and love the one with the diamond art as well. So both of those are great companies you can purchase from. And then also Uniquely Yours Down Under, which is no longer in business. If you have theirs, or if you find it on D-Stash Group, you can do one from them as well. And then if you'd like to do a converted cross stitch, you are more than welcome to do that. I may do that next year. I haven't decided yet, but I think that would be a lot of fun to do a Josephine Wall diamond painting and convert it from a cross stitch, and then also have max colors. But that would be crazy. I've seen it done, and it is gorgeous. But we will have more information that's going to be coming out in March to start preparing for that event. The next comment is from Elizabeth Warman. Says, "Hi Debbie, good morning from Southern California. She's watching my WIP Chat. She has a heating pad on the right of her face. She suffers from TMJ. Today she had to take codeine, Tegretol, muscle relaxant, and Advil." And then she says that her Canadian grandma said it was going to rain when there were no birds anywhere, and that she was always right. And then she says she was kitting up Golden Cocker Spaniel by Peggy Collins, and then she had a lot of static, and she also thinks that was because they had a lot of rain in Southern California. She also said there's a lot of 310 on the canvas, so she decided to do the 310s first to get those out of the way. There were 11 bags of 310 in that one. And then she says Golden Cocker Spaniel is square drills. And then she says that like her husband, or like my husband, she has bruised her ribs on her left side. And she says bruising her ribs hurt worse than breaking 2 ribs. So she also said she's going to see if she can get me on Zoom and have a wonderful weekend. And thanks so much, Elizabeth. Hope that you are feeling better. I know that you've been going through a lot with that lately. And I've been having a lot of problems with static. It doesn't matter what company, it doesn't matter what day. Even some of the canvases that I've had kitted up for a long time, I went to work on those and static was crazy. It was so bad they just pop out of the containers as soon as they hit some air. So I've been working through that, and I'm going to have to get a humidifier, I think, and put in my craft room just to see if that does help. My husband is doing better from when he has bruised his ribs. He's finally feeling better. He's on the mend. So thank you for all of you that have sent me messages, commented, asking me about him. He is definitely doing better, which I am so grateful for. The next one is from, I'm not sure, I think it's ANED 246. Says, "I'm new to diamond painting and love to listen to your WIP while I diamond paint. You are so sweet. Thank you." And so thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your kind words and for finding my channel. And for those of you that are new, thank you so much for joining or watching. I do appreciate it. And let me know how you guys are doing. I always like to ask that first, and I have not asked that yet, so I am a horrible, horrible person. I do appreciate all of you. I have several new subscribers. We are going towards 2,500. I have a ways to go, but we're going to get there. And I do appreciate all of you, those of you that are returned and that have stuck with me this entire time. I've almost hit my 2-year anniversary with YouTube, so I am excited about that as well. The next one is from Kathy Krebs 8702. Says, "Hope your daughter has a wonderful time. Hope that I'll show pictures of her dress. She's been following along as I've been talking about Night to Shine. Sounds like a fantastic event." And she did. She had a wonderful time. I mentioned that in my last week's WIP Chat. Night to Shine is a special needs prom, and it is just absolutely magical. The kids love it. My daughter has been going there now, I'm thinking 8 years, and it starts at age 14 and it goes all the way up to adulthood. So she can continue going as long as she wants to, but they had an absolute amazing time. I am going to post some pictures. I'm going to post pictures for my members of my channel, and my members are growing, so I am really excited about that and thank those that have supported me in that endeavor. And it is not required by any means, no expectations whatsoever. I'm just doing some extras for them, and we are going to have a Zoom call every month where we can just talk or work on diamond paintings or whatever that we want to do. So that will be a live just for them. So if you're interested in that, you can click on the join button and it will give you information. The next one is from Lisa Noof. Says, hi Debbie, hope Paige has a wonderful time at Night to Shine event. It would be nice to see some photos, but only if she is okay with you sharing them. And I will share one photo of her and her buddy. I will put that in. I'm not exactly sure where, but I think I can put it in and you guys can see it. I may put it underneath the communication tab so you guys can see. I have asked her buddy if it was okay if I posted pictures, and she was fine with it. I also asked Paige, and Paige was fine with that as well. So she did have a gorgeous dress, and she looked so pretty, and she was just so happy. So we look forward to that night every single year. So Karen Vandermortel 2785 says, good morning, Debbie from the Netherlands. She really likes WIP Chats and all the stories about my family and events. Thank you for that. I learned that you like to know about traditions in foreign countries. Well, we have something very special this weekend in the whole south of our country. And this was last week, just to let you guys know. She says from Sunday till Tuesday, they have carnival. In almost every town or village is a parade of carnival floats with over 3 million people in total in carnival costumes. In my village, we have on Tuesday the biggest parade of about 300 floats. The most fear that she has, and I totally get this, is COVID. All the people will party in bars and tents. In 2019, the end of the carnival, it was the start of the pandemic over here. And she hopes that Paige has a wonderful night and that she really shines in her dress. And then she says, I hope you tell us soon if she enjoyed the event. And thanks so much for telling me about your traditions. And I love to hear about traditions. I just really enjoy that. Even if you're in the U.S., it doesn't matter. Everyone has different traditions. And I think carnival would be amazing. That would be something that I could really get into, to watch all the floats and the parades and all the costumes. I think that would be such a wonderful time. The only thing that I not really sure about on the costumes, if people wear masks where it covers, their entire face. And, I get wearing a mask for safety purposes. I'm just referring to like a mask that covers you so you don't really know who's underneath the mask. That always makes me a little nervous. I've always been creeped out by that. I think that's one of the reasons why I am not a fan of clowns, just because I don't like not being able to see somebody's face. So it sounds kind of weird, but that's just me. So let me know how you guys feel about the whole face covering mask type of thing. Really curious to see if you guys think the same thing that I do. Deborah Call 9308 says, she really enjoyed the Zoom meeting with me. It was fun to be able to talk to me in person. Hope you all had fun at Night to Shine. It sounds like so much fun. I'm cheering for you as you work on your J-wall. And thanks so much, Deborah. I do appreciate it. And Deborah is also one of my members. She was the first one to take a chance, and she was alone for a little while, but now we have 5. So I'm really happy and excited that we're getting quite a few now in the membership. And she is cheering me on with my J-wall, and I do appreciate that so much, because I'm still working on my Josephine wall from last year, and that is Fly Me to the Moon. I love doing it, but it is so much confetti. It has 220 colors on that canvas, so it can be very time consuming to work on, but I really love it. I love confetti. And if you're not familiar with what confetti is, that is where you have a lot of different colors in a small section. And with Josephine Wall and with Diamond Painting Deutschland, there are so many different symbols that you just have to embrace it. And if you don't like a lot of confetti, you may not like Diamond Painting Deutschland. And the one with the diamond art has a lot of confetti as well. I am going to start kitting up the one with the diamond art, and I'm going to kit it up on my channel. I'm going to work on that one, plus I'm going to work on my diamond painting Deutschland, and just see how far that I can get with both of them starting in April. That is very aggressive. We'll see what happens with that. But thanks so much. I do plan on getting last year's finished before the event, so I'm going to be working on that in March. I only have a 30 by 40 section to go, but I need to work on other projects as well, so that's kind of holding me back a little bit. The next one is from Redneck Susan 81. Thank you for your WIP Chat videos. It helps me do my diamond painting. It makes me feel not so alone. I feel as if we are diamond painting together, and your videos help me get through depression that I've been in lately. And so I really appreciate you letting me know. And I feel the same way. When I am diamond painting and I am doing a WIP Chat, even though I am talking to myself in a room with just my dogs and possibly my cat sometimes, I feel like that others are diamond painting with me, and I feel you guys, I feel your presence, and so it is so much fun to diamond paint with others. And so I feel that I am just diamond painting with you, even though you may not be working on diamond painting. I think that most of you are, or you're making cards, or you're doing some kind of craft. And so that is always so much fun to think that others are listening to me ramble on and just chit chat with you guys and talk about my family, what has been going on here, books that I read, just different things, a lot about my dogs and my cat. And so I do appreciate all of you that you enjoy the WIP Chats and that you are whipping along with me. So the next one is from Jennifer Deacon 2375. I'm looking forward to your JWall event this year and purchase Diamond Painting Deutschland Halcon Nights, 200 colors. First time working on one of Diamond Painting Deutschland's paintings and first Max Color kit. Very much enjoy your WIP Chats. I've learned a lot. And I love Max Colors. The more colors, the better. When I first started out, it was so funny because I thought 35 colors, how am I ever going to keep up with this? And so now I've done up to 250 colors. And I do have some other paintings besides Diamond Painting Deutschland that's going to have some Max Colors as well. So that I know I'm going to get into one of those sometime this year, but the more colors for me, the better. I love it. The one thing that I do suggest for those of you that are new to Max Color canvases is to think about how you diamond paint. That to me was really important when I kitted up my first 250 color Max canvas. I just kitted it up by DMC, and I ended up changing it 3 or 4 times because it just wasn't working for me. It was hard to find the symbols. I could not remember where 250 colors were, and so I ended up going with symbols, like symbols. So I put like all of the geometric figures in one section, one area, and then I'll put rounds. If I have one that looks like, circles, instead of putting it underneath geometric figures, I do break out squares and rounds. I have arrows, I have body parts. It's just whatever that I look at something and it reminds me of. And I also use the containers that are together, the really small ones. I do have some videos on how I kit up. And when I go to kit up my next Josephine wall, I am going to do it step by step on my channel. And so maybe that will help some of you that are not sure how to do a Max Color kit. I know that some creators will go through and they will do theirs by color. Some will keep it by DMC. I tried by color. And that works okay for me, but it works better for me by symbol. And then with the one with the diamond art, I thought about doing that one by color, but theirs is black and white canvas on Josephine Wall. So I thought that's not going to work for me either. And when I go to kit that one up, I'm going to do, once again, I will go through and I will do it by symbol. But some of their symbols are really, really confusing to me. So I have to figure out how that's going to work in my head when I go to do that. And that's one of the reasons why, honestly, I have not kitted up that one, because I'm just not sure how I want to do it. But I'm going to have to spend a lot of time on that one to go through the symbols first and then identify those symbols and then put those in my containers. So I hope that will help you guys when you see that one. I'm going to kit that one up as well on my channel. But I've got to just think about the steps and the process first before I get that far. Let's see, the next one is from Craftiest Christen, and she says, just an FYI, if you're sensitive to swearing and F-bombs, then only Murders in the Building might not be enjoyable. So much of the hit shows on the private apps rely on swearing, sex, and drugs. And that is totally what my husband and I are seeing. And I don't really mind the swearing. I just get so tired of trying to watch something and then there's just so much nudity. I am not a prude by any means, but if I'm going to watch something, I want to enjoy it and not just have somebody just there, blatantly right in front of your eyeballs. And then I always tell my husband, now I think I need eye bleach, because after a while it just gets so old. But I've heard that Murders in the Building is a really good series, and so I am going to watch that one. Right now I am watching Virgin River, and I had to get caught up. I am a season behind on that one, so I'm trying to get caught up. And I binge watched one Sunday. I just diamond painted and watched Virgin River. And so I'll probably do the same thing with Only Murders in the Building, just to have something that I can watch or in the background. When I diamond paint, I do like to either listen to other WIP Chats. I am now really starting to enjoy audiobooks. And also I will have some series on as well. So let me know what you guys like to do when you're diamond painting. Sometimes I just like to have the quietness, but most of the time I do have something on, and I'm really going through the audiobooks now, which has been a lot of fun. I am able to stay caught up on my reading because my reading has really declined since I started diamond painting, and I absolutely love to read. Last year, I only read a handful of books, and that included listening to and also trying to actually physically read a book. So this year, I am reading on my Kindle. I have some hardback books that I get every month. I am a subscriber to Book of the Month, which I really do enjoy, but gotten way behind on that one. So I am trying to get caught up on my books, and I will eventually get there. But I've always loved to read. When I was younger, my mom, instead of telling me like the other kids, you're not gonna be able to go out inside and play, you're grounded, you have to stay in the house, she would tell me you're not going to be able to read. And I thought that was the worst punishment ever. So that was worse to me than telling me that I couldn't watch TV, which I really didn't watch TV that much when I was growing up. I read. And so she would tell me, you can't read for 2 days or whatever. And so that would just be the worst punishment ever. And I never did that to my kids because both of my kids love to read. And I never did that to them. I thought, I'm not going to take that away from them. But now we all three read together and we talk about books, and that is really fun. Both of my kids are grown, which has definitely helped with our love of books. For those of you that are new, I have 2 daughters. My oldest is 25. She will be 26 in July, which is absolutely crazy. We are planning a wedding. Her and her fiance are getting married in 2025, early part of the year. So we've got a lot going on with that. And my ex-husband and I are working together. I think we're more of her wedding coordinators than she is, and that her coordinator is. But we are meeting her coordinator next month, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's kind of strange. I'm thinking about a wedding for her, and then also working with my ex-husband. That has been interesting. So far, it has worked out well, but we'll see. We still have a long way to go before her wedding and things that have to be processed. Maddie is currently living in South Dakota, and they are planning on moving back to Georgia in a year or so. She has gotten a job as a certified nursing assistant, and she passed her CNA certification. And so now she is going to nursing school, and she will be done with that in about a year. So I told her that if you're going to start nursing school there, you're going to have to stay there until you finish, because mom and dad are paying for this, and I don't want to pay for a program that's not going to transfer over. So she agreed. That's what she is doing, because we've been paying for school for a while when she was living in Georgia. And so now she has decided to change directions, and she's going to go into nursing, which I'm really excited for her, and she's doing very well with that. I have a younger daughter who is 22, and she will be 23 in August. Paige is special needs, and that is why we were able to go to Night to Shine, because she does have a disability. She has also been diagnosed recently as autistic, which we have known forever that she was, but we did not have a doctor that would go ahead and tell us that she was when she was little. And so she will more than likely always live with us, and we are totally fine with that. She does everything on her own. She just cannot live on her own. There's some things that she can't do, but she is self-sufficient in almost everything else. So you will hear her from time to time. Sometimes she will come and be on my WIP Chats. She is now working 2 days a week at a restaurant, and just to give her a little bit of spending money, and also to keep her socially active, and so that way that she does have something to look forward to, and she has a purpose. So the three of us are living here in Georgia. We'll be looking forward to when Madison comes back. She has been in South Dakota now for a year. Came home for Christmas, and we had such a wonderful time. It was hard to tell her bye, but knowing that they're eventually going to come back is definitely exciting. We've always lived close. She lived with me, for years and years, and then whenever she moved out, she went to a local college, so she did not live on campus, but she had gotten an apartment and had a roommate, and they were about 10 minutes away from us, and then she moved from that apartment, and then she was 5 minutes away. So she's always been just down the street. So it's been rather rough and a lot of getting used to with her not in town. The next set of comments came from the last WIP Chat that I had, and I am getting closer to my 100th WIP Chat. So that's going to be absolutely crazy to me, because when I first decided to start a channel and I was watching all of the different creators and what they were doing, the type of content that they produced, and they were all doing these things called WIP Chats. And I thought, what in the world? And I would listen to them, and I thought, there is no way There is no way that I would be able to do a WIP Chat. I have nothing to say. Nobody's going to be interested in anything that I have to tell them. I will just do unboxings, or I will show you my completions and something like that, but I'm not going to do a WIP Chat. And so now with my WIP Chats, they have become my favorite type of video to produce, which I guess is why I am doing 2 WIP Chats a week, which I think is a little unusual, but I have gotten so many comments that you guys really enjoy the WIP Chats, and then just based on looking at my analytics, which I try not to focus too much on the numbers and the data and all of that, but I am an accountant. I do teach accounting. I was in industry for years and years before I started teaching, and I teach at a local college, and I do like looking at the analytics, but not because that I want to see them grow or that, that depresses me, and that's definitely not the case. I do enjoy seeing that, when my data goes, up, when I'm seeing, a spiral, I can see that this is a really good video, or that video sucked. I shouldn't do a video like that again, or, something like that. But I love the WIP Chats. It is just so much fun. So I'm glad that you guys do as well. And let's see. So let's go over here, and Sparkle, Dust, and Diamonds. I love that name. That is so cool. Says, finished my second Paint Gem Mini, and during my WIP Chat, took longer than it should have because I added some bling. Loving your butterflies. Glad your daughter had a wonderful time at Night to Shine celebrity moment. Sounds like they put a lot of thought into the event, especially to meet the needs of these young folks, like the sensory rooms. It's awesome. Thanks for the FYI on it and for sharing. And thanks so much. And I didn't mention this when I was talking about Night to Shine, but it was really cool because at the end of the night, the host church, which is where we went, they crowned all of the guests, the ones that were special needs. They crowned them as kings and queens of the prom. And they usually just do this at the beginning. They just hand them a crown and they just put their crowns on. But this time they decided to do it at the end. They had their buddies with the crowns, and their buddies were the ones that crowned them kings and queens. And so my daughter was crowned, and then there was a lady that came up and said, "Can we take your crown off and can we re-crown you?" And so my daughter's like, "Yeah, sure, of course, that's fine, not a problem." And so I looked over and I said, "Paige, that is the news channel reporters, and you're going to be on TV." Well, she was just all dazed. So we looked on the news at the end of the night. We didn't leave there until almost 10 o'clock. And then we watched the evening news, and there she was. They showed Night to Shine, and they were talking about it. They're talking about the host church, and that Night to Shine is sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation. And so it was their 10th anniversary of the foundation starting Night to Shine. It is all over the country. So it's actually all over the world. So you could see different events, different venues from other countries that were on the big screen throughout the night. And then they showed the news, and Paige was one of the last ones that was on there. So I thought that was really cool. I am also going to put that link for that news section for my members. I don't want to put that out to everybody just because it says where we went to on the event, and I really don't want that out there for everybody. But for my members, I am going to be doing that for them so they can see. And they do have a sensory room because there are people that have disabilities, or that they have sensory issues, and so they had a special room for them so it wasn't as loud, and they had different activities that they could focus on. So I thought that was really cool. So yeah, we did have a really nice time. And then Lisa Noof says, your butterflies are so pretty. Sounds like Paige is a social butterfly herself, and she really had a night to shine. Looking forward to the photos. And thanks so much, Lisa. She's also a member, so she'll be able to see some additional photos. But I didn't mention this either. Goodness, I'm working on the butterflies set from Paint Gym. And I am hosting an event, and it started February the 1st, so we have about a week left for the event. You still have time to join if you would like, and it is for paint gyms, for the mini paint gym canvases, and I am only requiring 2 canvases to be completed, not 2 sets, but just any 2 of the paint gym minis to be completed. I am trying to get the butterfly set completed to where I can show that at the end of the month, and I also have frames ready for them, and I want to show what they look like. So when you're hearing about butterflies, and that's where that's coming from. On my last WIP Chat, I worked on my butterflies for the event, and for this week's WIP Chat, which will be on Tuesday, I'm going to go back and work on the painting that I had been working on with you guys since early part of February, and that is going to be from it's called Carousel Pony, and that one was from Bella Art Diamonds. So I'll be working on that one on Tuesday. Hope you can join me for that one as well. The next comment is from Diamond and Stuff. I like that one too. That's a really cool name. And so glad Paige had such a wonderful evening. My son had the same experiences out here where we lived and loved it every time. Yay for our tribes. I like the phrasing, you have it, a week of gratitude. And then she says, great. So, thanks so much for your comments. So glad that your son had a wonderful time. And it is just really important, I think, that I shouldn't say kids, because some are adults, that these young adults and adults, that they have a place to go and they can look forward to it every year. There are some people that we only see once a year that's at the event. Paige has some really good friends that she went to school with throughout the years, and so they all got together. They normally will do a limo ride, and they'll go on the fire truck, and this year all Paige wanted to do was dance. She didn't want to do any of the extra games. She had dinner, and then she was up on the dance floor, and they danced the entire time, which is really unusual because normally she likes to get in the limo. They have, the top open. They have the music cranked up, and they go around the neighborhoods around here. But this year she didn't want to do that, so I was kind of surprised that she wasn't interested, and her friends weren't either. They just wanted to dance. I am going to stop here. I have gone through all of the comments from the last 2 WIP Chats, and I love going through the comments. I hope that you guys have found this to be fun as well. And I do this also because since I am doing my WIP Chat on Tuesday, it's kind of hard for me to find something else to talk about for Saturday, and so this just kind of morphed from that. So hopefully, if you want to get something done, you were able to. I hope that you enjoyed this WIP Chat. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal, but I want to make sure that I can get this out on Sunday morning, since you did not get it on Saturday. And again, I do apologize. I don't know what was going on. I just could not make it work. and I definitely tried, and it just did not sound good. It just didn't come across very well to me. So I deleted what I had started on and decided I'm just going to wait and see if tomorrow is better, which it definitely is. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you would click on the like button before you leave, that definitely helps to get my videos out to others. Also, feel free to share my link. I would love to have as many as would like to be a part of our friends and family community here. And if you have not subscribed, I would love for you to do so. Subscribing is completely free, and you can also click on that notification bell and you will be alerted for future uploads. Thanks again, and until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.